Good afternoon, everybody. It seems like it's been forever. That's how much I love y'all, but it's only been a little over an hour. Let's see who's in here. Going to be talking about a new case today, Dylan Rounds. It is really a strange case. Gabby's mom, new member, welcome. Shannon Georgia Peach, Outlaw, Uli. Sleuth Mom, what you doing, Sleuth Mom? Long time no see. Allegedly, good afternoon, Muffin Top. What's up, my friend? Said, yep, prayers to Dylan and his family. I agree. Bailey, hello, my friend. The Walking Dead, how you doing? Magoo is in the house. You bet. Hello, Diane. How are you? Am I missing anybody? 7 Alibis. What's up? Hello, Frankie baby. DT Driver. Hope everyone's having a good day. Blessings to all. Love your avatar picture. So we have a few new people in here. Take a second to hit the sub button and hit the bell to get reminded. Normally go live every morning at 9 a.m. Central Time. Sometimes those times change, or we'll have 2 or 3 shows a day. So get reminded. Hello, Sunshine Cowgirl. What's up, my friend? And German Shepherd Mom. I'm hoping for good news for Dylan, too. I certainly am, because he's 19 years old, so it's not like somebody could just snatch him up. He's not a little kid, walking down the street. This is bad. This is really bad. What all do you guys know about it? Because like I said, it's new to our channel. Sleuth Mom has done some videos. I need to get caught up on that, so don't spank me and put me in the corner yet. Heavy D's done a great job as well. He's actually been doing a search out in Utah. It's a crazy case. So let's bring up our friend Susan, who has also been following. Good afternoon, Susan.
Hello.
This case is crazy, and I absolutely adore his mom. Her name is Candace Cooley.
Not to be confused with the other Candace.
It's not Candace Wells. It's not Candace Wells. Nope. His mama is Candace Cooley, the polar opposite Candace, because this Candace cares.
Definitely
cares. So he's originally from Rigby, Idaho. He now lives, hope I'm saying it right, Lucin, Utah, where he's a farmer. He's only 19 years old, so he definitely is a hard worker.
And he's brought in 3 crops. 3 years of crops.
Wow. So he's been doing this since he was 16?
I guess.
Wow.
We're going to learn about it together.
Yes, we are. I'm going to put the link up. I saw True Crime with Shannon. Said she's been covering it. Sleuth Mom is in here. I sent an email to Heavy D. And of course, we have our group expert as always on here, Susan. True Crime with Shannon. I agree. That's one thing that really stuck out to me. He is quite a different 19-year-old, very hardworking. Now, I can't say that my kids are very hardworking, even at 18, 19. So gives us some hope in the next generation. He was last seen May 26th at the Saddle Sore Bar in Montello, Nevada. They said he made frequent visits over there. There's only 500 residents in that town, so I wonder, did he have a girlfriend over there, or was he just a regular at this bar? It must be like a bar and grill, because he's not 21.
Yeah, I think he went there to get something to eat, a hot meal, because he was living out in that trailer. After a while, you get tired of eating bologna sandwiches.
Yeah, and he was living in the camper base, by himself, from what I understand. Probably, wanted to get out into socialization and see some people, socialize.
I would think.
Now, what really gets me, and I understand the man's been cleared, but on the 28th, he called his grandma. I also read he called other relatives with the same story, that he had a weird run-in with a guy on the road. I guess the guy wanted a ride. He said he didn't give him a ride, but he did give him a ride. But this guy's been cleared. And he said he was going to call his grandma back later in the day, but never did. Then a well check visit is done on Memorial Day. They find his boots. His mother said he was very specific about his boots. He always wore the same pair. When he wore them out, he went and got the exact same thing. Blood on his boots, no tracks, no tire tracks. Phone and wallet is missing. And there were some other things going on too, Susan. You were saying something about his truck was power washed.
It was power washed, and his key fob is also missing. And his mother said he had a sidearm that he carried, and it hasn't been found either, to my knowledge. But yeah, his truck was power washed, and when his mom got in the truck, she said the seat was pulled forward, and it was in low drive, 4-wheel drive, but it didn't work. So he didn't move it there. He must not have moved it there because he knew it didn't work.
No, and the seat being up and the fact that it was washed off, but the no tire tracks, I don't get.
Well, it rained.
Well, I didn't know that. Okay, that would make sense. Miss Robin said the guy in the road has not been cleared. Okay, that's good to know.
To the family, they pointed law enforcement to him. They were trying to locate him, and that's something I misunderstood them.
No, that's okay. That's why we just... Lisa said, gun, keys, wallet, phone, boots. Wow. And strange, the man he encountered was barefoot and his boots found. Was someone sending a message? That's what I want to know. He's a hardworking farmer. He said he's had 3 crops, basically stays to himself from what I'm gathering. This is a new case again. Unless, he's going over into Montello. I think I'm saying that right. So how could he make an enemy? Now, I hear that he had recently fired someone.
That's what I heard too.
Sunshine Cowgirl, did you hear the call between the PI and Dylan's family last night? It left me feeling very unsettled. I did.
They also fired the PI. What is his name? James Terry.
They needed to. They needed to fire him. That's a good call. That's a very good call. All right. So the guy that was spotted the guy that he encountered on the road was spotted in Montella, Nevada days later. So obviously he gave a good description to his grandma and whoever else he talked to. So that's the only way that they would know who he is, I'm assuming. FBI, Utah Department of Public Safety, and the offices in Weber County, Davis County, Elko County, Nevada, Rigby, Idaho, and Box Elder County, which is Lucin, Utah, are all involved. That's a lot of departments involved. I'm very surprised. By this because a lot of times when an adult goes missing, they're just like, well, they're adult. If they want to take a few days and get away, maybe he has a girlfriend or whatever. So good on them that they were like, well, the phone and wallet are missing. So we're going to think, something bad went on here.
I would think so. But yeah, for the most part, they don't look for kids who are, practically adults living on their own.
Going to read this comment. Frankie baby, welcome. So my question is, if it rained and Dylan had been killed or buried in a dirt area with no grass around it to tell if he had been dug up, it would also be hard to tell if he was buried if it had rained. Yeah. And it's not it's not the same terrain we talk about in other cases where it's very, thick foliage, grass and stuff like that.
It's a lot of sand.
Oh, sorry, I put the wrong comment up. Yeah, a lot of sand. And he was farming grain, I understand.
I think they said it was wheat.
Okay. Well, then there's got to be some grass. But it's very dry out there. I love Utah. Beautiful state, by the way.
Well, I believe that he built the irrigation ditches. So that's how he was able to bring in crops.
You would have to have that. Now that makes more sense. Frankie baby also said if they couldn't find track marks from a vehicle, then they may not notice if he had been buried in a dirt area with no grass. I see exactly what you're saying, and it makes perfect sense. Rendy Talks Horror, what a cool name. Make sure you hit the sub button. But cadaver dogs haven't been brought in at that area. Cadaver dogs haven't been brought in yet?
That's odd.
I thought I read that they had several teams of cadaver dogs. But I believe everything I read on the internet. So let's go to the beginning. That's going to help us. You know how we do. Let's go to the beginning and look at some of the earlier news clips and then get ourselves up to speed.
Okie doke.
Desperately searching for their missing 19-year-old son who lives in Lucin, Utah. Today.
Okay, so they've got the map up. This is not very. How far? Let me look on. Not that it really matters. I'm just trying to get.
Like a triangle.
What is the distance between Lucin, Utah, and Montello, Nevada? Hang on. I hit Amazon instead. I don't need anything from Amazon right now. Lucin, Utah to Montello, Nevada is like 30 minutes. Okay. So
Okay, you were echoing too.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but you were echoing when you were playing the video.
I don't know how to take care of that. Some of them echo and some don't.
Okay.
True crime with Shannon. This was my next question. She said, still unsure if they have examined the blood on the boots they held off. I'm going to assume that it's going to take a while to get that back. It's going to be, and honestly, it wouldn't be a big deal if it was his blood. He works, yeah, a very hands-on job.
Mm-hmm.
Today, Fox 13 News reporter Emily Tenser, she visited the spot where he was last seen in Montello, Nevada.
This land in Lucin, Utah might not look like much, but to 19-year-old Dylan Rounds, it was everything.
This is the pond he dug out. He talked to me about planting trees around it and stocking fish in it, and it was just one of his little dreams.
Now it's been almost a week and a half since Dylan last returned.
There's 2 campers there. Who else was living there?
I don't know.
I thought he lived on the property by himself.
I did too.
Big T, thank you for the super sticker. That is way too much. Oh, Big T, you're going to get in trouble. She said she's just trying to get her husband's attention. You bad girl. Okay, True Crime with Shannon said both were his. So he had 2 campers out there. Still amazing at 19 years old, he can even afford a camper, let alone to do all this farming. She said one was storage. Okay, because I had a lot of questions there. Thank you, True Crime with Shannon. We're going to give you all the credit for this show.
Turned to his camper. His dad, Justin, says his son was last seen Memorial Day weekend at the Saddle Sore Saloon, a bar 30 miles west in Montello, Nevada.
I'm convinced that it's foul play. Every vehicle he has, a retractor, everything is accounted for and in place.
One of the last conversations Dylan had with his dad was about his excitement for the crop he had just planted.
He wanted to see it grow. He wasn't going to leave. There was nothing that was going to take him away from here.
See, I don't believe he just left either, because he wouldn't leave boots when you've only got 1 pair of footwear. Taking the wallet and the phone makes sense, but you're not going to, you would need your truck.
Or your boots.
What's that, baby? Cut out.
Or your boots. You're going to need one. You're not going to walk out without boots.
No, and you wouldn't walk anyway. I mean, the nearest town that he visited was 25 minutes away by car. So he wasn't going to do that barefooted. Something happened for sure. Something
happened.
It says the Box Elder County Sheriff's Department and Weber County Fire and Rescue searched the area last week, along with helicopters, a plane, and search parties on foot, ATVs, and horses.
They called off the search, Box Elder, because they were 95% sure there's nothing, no sign of Dylan out in the 3 by 5 mile area.
His boots were found 5 miles west of his camper.
I'll never forget the look on Candace's face. I can only imagine what I looked like when we saw those boots.
Each day is agony for his family, who live all the way up in Idaho. They're offering a $20,000 reward to bring Dylan home.
I just came back today just to kind of poke around, like, because I can't hardly leave here. That $20,000 is burning a hole in my pocket. I want to spend it today.
Oh my God. Did you just hear what his daddy said?
Yeah.
That 20,000 is burning a hole in my pocket. I just want to spend it today.
Yep. Give somebody a reward.
God, somebody knows something, and somebody's going to talk. I think they're going to solve this faster than we've seen in other cases.
I surely hope so.
I do too, because when I hear that, his daddy say he's breaking up, he's talking about, the mom seeing his boots, and he was,
Reached out to the Box Elder County Sheriff's Office as well as the Elko County Sheriff's Office and haven't heard back from either. If you know anything about Dylan's disappearance, his family is begging you to call police. He's 5'10", weighs around 160 pounds with brown hair and brown eyes.
Okay, I'm going to put his missing poster up real quick if anybody wants to grab a screenshot of it and share it. Missing person Dylan Rounds, last seen in Lucin, Utah on 5/25/22. I wonder, unless I can't read that fine print very good. Well, 19 years old, then it gives his physical description. Not throwing any shade or anything. I just wonder why it doesn't mention that he was seen at the Saddle Sore Bar on May 26th. Did he have a run-in with someone there? Was anything out of the ordinary?
I don't know.
Also very concerning, he talked to his grandmother, and they said other relatives, didn't mention who, on the 28th, and then the well check visit was done on the 30th. Do you guys think he went missing on the 28th since he didn't call his grandmother back and said he would? Now, in my world, if my kids tell me they're going to call me back and they don't, it's no cause for concern.
Well, from what the mother said, he was in touch with somebody in the family at all times, each day.
Okay.
So when he didn't call his grandma back and she called around the family, have you heard from him? And no, and nobody did. So they called the police. No, they called somebody to go up there and check, and they said nothing was around. And they headed up there, and they ended up breaking out the window of the truck to get inside.
And it's concerning to me that he says he has this weird run-in on May 28th. So he shook up because he's 19 years old. He's got the wherewithal to run a farm, okay? And so something shook him up about this encounter enough for him to reach out to people and tell him about this weird run-in, and then no calls back. I'm thinking old boy on the road might have come back.
I'm not sure.
True Crime with Shannon said, I believe it was the 28th. He mentioned he needed to save his seed in the truck. I think something happened on the 28th too. And it makes more sense now that I think it was Miss Robin said that guy hasn't been cleared. Okay, let me take that down. Let me get to, I saw a comment a second ago I wanted to look at because I agree. Yeah, you have all of these authorities involved. Like I said, FBI, Utah Department of Public Safety, and then the offices in Weber, Davis, Elko County, which is Nevada, Rigsby, Idaho, and Box Elder. So Box Elder, from what I'm gathering from the articles, they're really the ones heading the investigation. Like they're the point people.
Yeah.
There seems to have been some confusion about, who's
jurisdiction.
Yeah, who's the lead?
I think it's the Box Elder, but I think there was some confusion in the beginning, and they were calling around to different law enforcement because they didn't know which one to call.
Hang on. I have never heard this. Rindy says, didn't the guy he picked up call his mom? The guy, you mean the guy he did?
Yes, he did. And told
Yeah.
her
I'm getting more creeped out.
he had an alibi and there was a way to prove it. And he said he called the police and they hadn't gotten back to him. How true that is, I don't know. You there?
I muted myself, but trust me, everything I said was genius. Okay, True Crime said he made a call. That's a huge, I'm with Anna. That's a huge red flag. He doesn't need to be talking to his mom. He needs to be talking.
He got news that they were looking for him, I think. And that's why he reached out to her.
Okay, so Chase is the barefoot guy.
I think so, yes.
All right, so this is the most recent, which was not recent enough for me, but here we go. Yeah, this isn't sitting well. This is not sitting well with me at all. And I just, in their exchange, what would make Dylan disappear? What do we know about the man that was fired as well? Does anybody have any information on him?
I don't.
It's combing and I can't find it.
I don't.
Just, yeah, and I agree with True Crime with Shannon. So much crazy stuff going on in this case. So much. All right. Authorities ramp up search for Dylan Rounds. I don't know why this is blowing my mind so much because I look at these other cases that we just beat our head against the wall, like Mark Fullerton in Missouri. There are definite signs of foul play, and they will not investigate it as a missing persons case because they're like, adults can just, they can
walk
take
away.
They can disappear if they want.
Right. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Gaelic Girl said he was a temporary worker. Oh, okay. Okay. Court K, Don is the one he fired. Don is also the one Grandma had to go check on him. Why the hell is Don got to pop up in this case?
A Candace and a Don.
Got a Candace and a Don.
No.
Ramped up their search for 19-year-old Dylan Rounds with a criminal investigation. Tonight we are hearing from the Box Elder County Sheriff's Office and from Dylan's mom. News Specialist Matt Rascone has more on what we know about this search. Matt, what can you tell us?
All right, so already this is from 4 days ago. It's a criminal investigation. Okay, we pretty much figured that. I just can't get over his dad. Just having to watch his dad in that last newscast. That just broke me.
It's heartbreaking.
Oh.
Yeah, Mike, it's not a whole lot of details right now. The family is saying that Dylan Rounds was last heard from or seen May 28th and then was reported missing on May 30th. The sheriff's office says this is a top priority. They have all 5 of their detectives on the case searching for answers for Dylan's family.
2.5 weeks into the search through this barren desert.
It's been horrible because we don't have anything.
There's still no clear direction.
I mean, we have beat that desert.
For where 19-year-old Dylan Rounds could be.
We go down the rabbit hole and there's nothing. We come back out of it and we jump down another one and there's still nothing.
Frustrating doesn't begin to describe the experience for Dylan's mom, Candace Cooley.
Oh, it's terrible, the not knowing.
Dylan has been living in this trailer off and on for the last few years.
It's all there. It's like he just vanished.
Working the land.
His farm was his life. For him to just walk away, we knew was not a possibility.
Oh, if I could summarize this search, it would be difficult and exhausting.
Box Elder.
Difficult and exhausting. And mom knows. She knows that she's not going to listen to any police, anybody tell her he could have just met a girl and took off for the weekend. She's not having it. She's like, that farm was his life. She knows. They're obviously a close family. The dad said, that $20,000 reward is burning a hole in my pocket.
Right. And they've already covered, what did they say, 3,000 miles?
Yeah. 3,000 acres, I heard. And like they have, now this was just like 4 days ago, 300 hours.
Yeah, 300.
The weird run-in on the 28th. I'm not ready to give up on that yet. Bugsy, I agree. Dylan had short fingernails, so they don't think the marks on Troy's arm was from him. The PI, I don't think really helped very much.
No, he's just speculating and going on rumors.
You know, and the thing about private investigators, and I have nothing against them at all. And I totally understand families when someone goes missing, they get a private investigator. They want all the help they can get. There's just absolutely nothing wrong with that. They are limited on what they can do. They can't really question anybody. They can't collect evidence. I mean, if they come across something, they can turn it in.
Yeah.
They can't get warrants. They can't search, you know, in the same capacity as law enforcement. And just from what I've been hearing, he kind of, I think from what I understand, he upset the family.
He's abrasive, to say the least.
And I think they've made it clear there is a Facebook group. I'm restricted on Facebook for a while, so I can't join groups or share articles. Love it. So I'm going to join it when I get my restriction taken down, which I still don't understand. But they've made it clear that other groups that pop up for Dylan, they don't want. They want to keep everything centralized to that group.
Exactly. And it's Find Dylan Rounds.
Find Dylan Rounds on Facebook. And I understand that there's a lot of information. The court said the PI isn't even in that area.
That would make a lot of sense.
The
County Chief Deputy Kate Palmer says volunteer teams have logged 300 plus hours of searching, covering more than 3,000 miles, and still no answers.
That's when things start.
My bad. You said 3,000 miles, and I had written down 3,000 acres. 3,000 miles, that's a lot.
It is a lot.
So when the dad said they had started with like 3 to 5 miles, they stopped because they said he's not in that area.
And they're supposed to search with drones, and there's a wash. And there were tire tracks in it.
Wow. Sunshine Cowgirl says Dylan has a lot of big money in his farm and equipment. He didn't just leave. He wouldn't leave all that behind.
No.
It's not like he had this. It's not like he had this grandiose idea, I'm going to be a farmer, then realized it's hard work and took off. He'd already been working the land.
For 3 years.
Magoo. Yep. Heavy D did he did an aerial view in his personal chopper. Really good video. I'm actually going to put a few in the bio after the show. Facebook pisses me off too. And Aquahoma, love that name. I heard his grandpa and him started the farm. There was workers on the farm that was jealous that grandpa left him in charge. That could be something.
Could be.
We've seen what happens just in this little community when someone gets jealous.
Yeah.
Looking like it's not normal. There's something else going on.
Now they're calling Dylan's disappearance a criminal investigation.
Whether you find evidence of a crime or not, he wasn't in the area he was supposed to be in.
The effort is overdue in Candace's mind.
We might be a little bit behind the boat, but at least it's happening.
As difficult as it is to bear, the added criminal investigation offers some relief in this remote desert.
You feel like you don't have to do it by yourself. You're not alone anymore.
Knowing others are determined to find her son.
People out there know.
Yeah, as you heard, Candace believes that someone out there knows something. Detectives were out there again today, and they're not alone. You have canines, drones, volunteers.
Okay, so they do have the canines out there. That was a question earlier.
Okay.
So they do have canines out there, drones, Heavy Dew used his helicopter. I agree with all of you. It's a criminal investigation, so they suspect foul play. They do. I'm still going back to this is a very short time span.
Mm-hmm.
May 26th, he's at the Saddle Sore Bar in Montello. The 28th, he has, this is in quotes from a local newspaper, what he said to his grandma, weird run-in with this guy. This guy has not been cleared. I believe his name is Chase. I don't have his last name.
I don't either.
So he was going to call his grandma back on the 28th. He didn't. They do a well check visit on the 30th, and no Dylan. No Dylan.
No, nothing.
No. Hello, Juicy Tequila Bobo. Where have you been? Well,
So many unknowns.
Way too many unknowns. East Idaho News did a great interview with his mom. Kind of going out of order. Leave it to me. You know, I didn't even know what the date was. Kat had to tell me today is June 21st. I'm like, why did I think it was the 25th? All right, give me a second. I'm going to load another news clip real quick that I wanted to look at. Sue says, have they checked on the farm? They've searched like 3,000 miles. They kept it very concentrated search effort, basically like a 5-mile circle around the farm. I'm just glad that they're acting fast and they're not pulling that BS where they say, well, he's an adult, you know, he can take off if he wants to.
Right.
hate that.
This is so out of character for him. I don't think they could pull that.
Okay, hang on. Cheryl says, monsters under the bed. Chris is out there with drones now also. Good.
Good.
That's
More
awesome.
eyes, the better.
Yep. More hands on deck, the better, except for the PI. He was no help.
Story that we have covered recently about a missing man from Lucin, Utah, in Box Elder County.
His parents say he was excited to start farming in northwest Utah, but after he planted his crop, he went missing, and now they suspect foul play.
As Fox 13 reporter Brian Champ.
Okay, I had missed that earlier. He'd already planted his crop. He's not going to walk away from that.
No.
Sandra said, I don't think it's 3,000 miles. It's probably 3,000 acres. I wrote down 3,000 acres. Susan said
3,000 miles.
And then the news clip we just listened to prior to the one I have on the screen right now, they said 3,000 miles. So
It's very remote.
3,000 something. Louis said the PI can back up everything he is saying. He has text messages, phone numbers from everyone he has spoken to. I don't doubt that, but he got fired. So obviously his services were no longer needed.
Campaign explains things are picking up in their search for clues.
Each one of these areas that are in here have been given searchers, and these searchers are going to track where they've been and then report back to us.
This is the search map for Elko County Search and Rescue. And this is what the area looks like where deputies last picked up information on 19-year-old Dylan Round's whereabouts.
There were cell phone pings on.
Oh, cool. That was my next question. So they're already getting back pings. So they know specifically where that phone has been. I was afraid when the guy, I'm going to assume it's a guy that did this. I was afraid like he turned the phone off altogether and they wouldn't have any pings. So I'm glad he did that. Sandra, for the win, she said the USA is 2,800 miles wide. Yeah, they didn't search coast to coast. So I'm just going to gather that was a typo. And yeah, I don't think for a minute he just walked away because he had a new crop.
Not at all.
No. No. And you're certainly not going to convince his family. All right. So I'm happy about that. They have cell phone pings. Good.
On May 28th, that indicated that I believe Dylan's phone was located in the Lucin area of Utah.
Do they have the phone? Listen to this.
No, but the pings where he called his grandma where he was.
I believe Dylan's phone was located in the Lucin area of Utah.
Deputies later found.
Well, they know they talked to his grandma, but I'm wondering if they have pings from after when he didn't call her back, if he could still be somewhere in that area, just hidden really well.
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Dylan's boots and pickup.
We were allowed to take the pickup home. We have the pickup. So anything that could have been pulled off the pickup, as far as the way the pickup records stuff, it may be gone because it hasn't been treated. We feel, and well, we know, Utah is still treating it as a simple missing persons case.
Candace says at first she.
Okay, remember I have these clips out of order. We know now it's a criminal investigation. So the parents, she just said the parents have the truck. I love this comment, by the way, by M's Mad World. Love the name and the comment. So if the PI had these text messages, it's super effing easy to post them or provide them to the parents and law enforcement. So maybe he should do that instead of having you troll the chat, Louie. Louie?
Ooh,
Are you playing Satan's secretary in here? Not gonna work. Not gonna work.
He was frustrated with the law enforcement response, but there's a lot more going on today. Box Elder deputies from Utah are out searching, and on the Nevada side, Elko deputies are following up on leads.
There's conflicting information, so we're trying to vet all the information to find out what is rumors and also what it would be actual factual. We're trying to get down to the facts.
And volunteers are searching for feeding searchers.
This is something that I do. I like to be charitable. People need help. I think people need to step up.
Dylan's.
Yeah, and in a case like this, not trying to get all spiritual on you, when something so horrific is going on, look at the good. You've got these people coming out of the woodwork, providing food, using their own resources to search.
that's true.
Louis said, nothing the mom is doing is working, is it? She got a criminal investigation open and people are actively searching. Nothing that the PI did is working, is it? Because we're doing this show right now and Dylan is missing, Louis. Do I need to get M on you again?
Get him. Oh my goodness.
Okay, so we're back to this. This makes more sense. Hang on. Johnny Ripple, 3,000 square miles is how they would be measured. That's about a 55-mile square. This is too much math for me, guys. Too much math for me. We're just going to say 3,000, okay? 3,000 something.
Parents are holding up by focusing on the search.
That's got to be our focus, because if you break down in the middle of this, your focus becomes your emotions. And when your emotions take over, you're not logical. And if you're not logical, precise, and going off of facts, we are no good to helping find Dylan.
Brian Champagne, Fox 13 News, Utah.
I am impressed with her.
I am too. And I feel terrible, terrible, terrible for this family. I'm going to put the link up again. Love to have old M come up. That was badass. I didn't even have a chance to get after him. This is a massive search effort for a 19-year-old.
Yes.
I'm not saying 19-year-olds aren't important, but I go to these other cases where adults are missing and they're just like, they'll turn up. They're adults. Blah, without these parents, I don't believe it would be going in this direction. I think they have stayed on the authorities. They've put out the $20,000 reward, and they know that these people mean business. I give a lot of credit to the parents.
Absolutely. And that she's being so clear-headed and focused speaks volumes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-mm-mm. She's amazing. I mean, she is amazing, and she's going through the trials of Job and looking like a rock star. M. Sad World said, I've been following along watching since Aiden went missing and having lost his son. Oh, hon, I'm so sorry.
Oh, that's awful.
If that SOB had said some of the shit he said to Dylan's mom, I would have decked his ass.
Amen, sister.
Who said what to Candace?
James.
Oh.
He's caustic and abusive.
Mm-hmm. He's her only child. Mm-hmm. Wow. He's her only child. This is what I'm talking about, Janice. She said, an adult in my area is missing and you hear almost nothing about it. No. And missing adults need to be treated. I don't mean like children, because sometimes adults just don't want to be found. But I like how they're going with this.
Yeah, I do too.
The truck being power washed is definitely suspicious, but it was everything but the wheel wells.
Yes.
So where would a power washing take place? Did he have a power washer there? Was this seen at a car wash?
No, he had one there. And he had water on the property.
Okay, so somebody felt the need to scoot the seat all the way up and power wash the car. Again, he was the key fob. Key fob, wallet, and phone are gone.
Right. And his mom said he carried a sidearm. And that hasn't been recovered, to my knowledge.
I guess it goes without saying there's no security system out there. No, like security or anything.
No.
Okay. And Sleuth Mom said the truck is in police custody. So what we were listening to was 9 days ago when the parents said we have the truck. They have it now. So by now it's fingerprinted.
Right. And his mother, they had broken out the glass to get into the truck before they realized it was something bad going on. So who knows?
Lisa Irwin said, his mom said there was dust inside the truck, so that kind of meant it wasn't cleaned out.
Yeah, but she touched the gear shift and the steering wheel when they drove it.
Yeah, they're going to find several sets of prints inside that truck. You know, they're going to obviously eliminate mom and dad. They're going to get their fingerprints. Dylan, he obviously, you know, they're going to eliminate him.
And places inside the truck because he gave him a ride.
But somebody's fingerprints are not going to be able to be eliminated.
Right.
Well, this is a crazy case. Hang on, Yvonne. I have a question. She said, I heard the phone call with the PI was the information he gave checked out. I'm going to let Susan take this one.
I don't even know. I mean, he goes on rumors and stuff, and it's not the way the family wanted to go. That's all I know. But if you listen to it, he is rude.
I was very taken aback by his abrasiveness. Not a good way to get business.
Especially if they're paying you.
Yeah. Hello, Sleuth Mom. How you doing? Long time no see.
I'm doing good. How are you guys?
Pretty good. I was actually kind of getting a chuckle out of our new bulldog M going after Louie. I love when stuff like that.
Yeah. So just to answer what Yvonne was asking, the parents and the authorities have looked into every claim, every tip that has been called in at this point. Unfortunately, this private investigator was not giving them any verifiable sources or any verifiable evidence to match up with the claims that he was giving. And so he never actually went to the scene. He is basing all of this off of phone calls that he has received, but has not recorded any of these phone calls according to him.
Now,
It's
hang
all
on.
speculation on his part.
Shut the front door. He's a private investigator. He's not logging any of these phone calls, recording them or anything. We're supposed to just take his word.
Yeah, exactly. And he was even asked last night on that other show that he was on, did you recall any, or did you record any of these calls? And he said, well, no, I didn't think that I was going to have to prove myself to the family and to the police. I thought that they would take my word for it.
What
And
a
it's like,
What a
that's not
does
how
that.
this works. You
Wow.
have to have facts and things that people can check into to investigate in order for people to actually take you as credible.
Have they paid this fool? They better be getting their money back.
So he does accept all of his money up front. And I want to stress, like, mom and dad didn't hire him. It was grandma. And basically mom and dad were so tied up with the searches and the things going on in the beginning, and grandma wanted to try to help. She wanted to try to help. And so their phone numbers were on the flyers in the beginning, and he reached out to her. And he was like, I'm a private investigator. I can do it for X amount of dollars up front, one-time fee if you want me on the case, blah, blah, blah. She didn't investigate him. She didn't look into him. She didn't even tell the family right off that she had hired him, because they were so busy, like I said, with everything in those first initial days. And so it's sad. The whole situation's just sad.
I agree with Broken Goth Doll. Haven't seen you in a while, Broken Goth Doll. He ripped off the grandma. Give her her money back. You don't just call the police and say, hey, I talked to someone. You better have a recording. If that's your job. That's your job. That's what you were hired for.
Well, and he even said yesterday, he advised the family to record every single phone call that they had. Why wouldn't he take his own advice? If these phone calls took place, why does he not have recordings?
Exactly.
Because they didn't take place.
It's sad because you can actually look him up on YouTube. If you look it up, he's been on Ick and Mel's show. He's been on Gray Hughes' show for different cases. And almost every single time I've heard him so far, because we're kind of combining all of the cases that he's, quote unquote, worked on. And he says about militia groups in almost all of them. And so I feel like this is the same story that he attempts to spin in a lot of cases, in my opinion. And so that's why it flowed off of his tongue so naturally.
And I didn't want to bring that up. I have no problem with you bringing it up, because I was just like, this is too much. He's talking about rock star cowboys, militia groups in the desert and stuff, but no recording to back it up. And what group? What in the hell is he talking about with no proof? What a fraud.
Right. It's just sad. The whole situation's just sad. And, I know that there are cases that he has been able to help families in. But I don't know. I don't know if the good outweighs the bad, because there are also a ton of families now on the Facebook group coming out and saying, he did similar things in my case. We had the same types of bad experiences and things like that. And so, I mean, that's all people's personal opinions, but at the same time, it's just like, I don't know. It's sad.
I think he just made it up. I think he's just trying to earn his keep. He has the money. He's got to produce something, but he has no receipts, no proof,
and he didn't go there.
What an asshole.
Yeah, no, I don't understand how you interview and investigate. How are you hired as a private investigator and then call the family and say, well, you need to go here and ask this person this, you need to go there and take this information from this person, like you need to go do this. And I'm sitting there thinking, like, while he's saying all this, isn't that why they hired you? wouldn't you be the one needing to go there? I'm pretty sure the family
Yeah.
hired you so that you were not the one going, or so that they weren't the ones going, so that you were. But he was trying to send the family.
Take
And
pictures of his arm.
yeah, he's talking about the arm, and they're like, no, he's got short fingernails. He can't scratch anybody. The Wadsworth, they own the Saddle Sore Bar and Grill. Was there ever anything? Because you're in that group. I'm not in the group. Like I told you, I've got some Facebook issues right now. Has anything been said, rumored? Okay, that maybe was there a problem at the bar at any point?
So there's not a problem at the bar per se, but there are basically, I would say, 4 key people in this investigation, and he knows that. That so far the key people are Troy, Kurt, Jim, and Don. I'm pretty sure that most of the people who are following the case already knew that, but honestly, I feel like he just spun theories surrounding those people's names and is trying to pass them off as fact. In one phone call, he put out 3 different theories about what supposedly happened, and all of them point to those individuals. And it's like, well, anybody could spin up stories and think about what they could have possibly done, but at the end of the day, it doesn't help find Dylan.
No, I can do that all day, and I just got into this case and I knew those 4 names. So way to go,
Right.
guy. Way to go. That's absurd. That's absurd. So what do you have any theory or thoughts on this? Do you think he went missing on the 28th? That's what I'm aiming at. And I just
Yeah, the 28th is pretty much the hard date, and the last location still stays at the farm. His phone pinged there in the morning, and it pinged there in the afternoon. I've been kind of on the inside from behind some of the information. EquiSearch did not find anything this week, unfortunately, and it's frustrating for this family because I know that they are all hurting, but they did finally take the truck in as evidence. They are finally processing like his trailer and different things like that. So the family is relieved because the FBI are finally pretty much taking over.
Good.
Well, thank goodness, and good for whichever agency, whether it was Box Elder, Elko County, whoever did it, getting them involved, because sometimes the local cops don't want the big dogs on their ass. So I'm really glad they did that, because they will get to the bottom of it. I really have faith that they're going to get it solved fast. I don't know why, just because even though there was frustration in the beginning, it seems like all the dominoes are falling in the right direction now.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Mom has told me many, many times, she doesn't want us trying to solve this case. We're not going to solve it. She wants the police to do their jobs. And so her coming on social media, her going to do all these interviews, it's really been about putting the pressure on the local police, on the agencies to get their resources out there and actually investigate, not to say that she's investigating or she's doing this, she's doing that. That's never been her objective. She's just wanting, the police to do their jobs
and do it right.
It's finally happening. They are finally getting all the resources they want and need. And so I believe the family has a lawyer now. I'm not 100% on that, but I know that Duty Ron is actually who assisted in getting the FBI field offices involved with this.
Oh, good. And that's where social media works, guys, is when people know that all eyes are on them, so they are accountable and nothing gets swept under the rug. Where it doesn't work is where people decide that they have an imaginary badge and they want to help them, but they don't even know where Utah is on the map.
Right. Well, and so from somebody else contacted me that is basically a private investigator that claims that they have had to clean up his cases in the past. And so this person was alleging to me, again, this is just hearsay, that he purposely does cases in Utah, Nevada, and a couple other states that don't require private investigator licenses, because it's easier to get through like the red tape in those areas, because he technically only has his PI license, in Mississippi or wherever it is that he said. And so Like really, he can't go to states that require a license that has like schooling or police work in the background based on what this individual said. It's just these states that don't require licenses or have the licenses through a business degree.
That raises a lot of red flags for me, that he purposely goes places where he doesn't have to have any schooling whatsoever. It's like, I think it was Broken Goth Doll said that he went to the University of Facebook. Yeah. He has no credentials. He has no credentials.
Did you listen to that last night?
Yes. Susan sent it to me this morning, and I listened to it real quick.
He was cracking me up with all of his football stories. I was literally picturing like Al Bundy. Sorry, I just had to throw that out there because he's like constantly talking about his glory days in football. I was like, oh my.
He reminded me of Uncle Rico from Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah. Oh man. Yes, there is no evidence connecting this to other cases, Big T Mom. And I'm going to tell you, like, Amy is so frustrated that that's Aiden Clune's mom. She's so frustrated that people keep trying to lump them together. And now this private investigator is trying to say that Dylan possibly killed Aiden. And it's like, it's sad because, you know, she wants Aiden's story out there for what happened to Aiden. Aiden had a mental health break. He is likely in those mountains somewhere, and she needs help finding him. But to spin these stories that he walked 160 miles to Dylan Round's house, and then Dylan probably killed him with his gay militia is just offensive and ridiculous because it takes the search away from where Aiden may actually be.
She needs help for her son, not it to be convoluted and damage his case. And it sounds like it already is damaged in a way.
Right.
Wow. What people will do. What people will do.
So I just wanted to pop up and answer, you know, a few questions or whatever, because, you know, but thank you so much for covering his case and continuing to spread awareness and get his name to your audience. I know that the family appreciates that. That's really what they want, you know, people to keep spreading his name, spreading their faces, and getting their stories out there.
And we will continue to do that. And you too, great work. You're always in for the good fight.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. See you guys later. Have a
Bye,
good day.
Friend.
Bye.
Don't be a stranger. M said, what are you talking about? Oh, never mind. That's something different. Yeah. It's really offensive. You know, he didn't do any help, and I think he ripped off the grandma. So it happens in every case. I'm sorry, not a PI, but it happens in every case. Somebody inserts themselves somewhere that it causes a problem, and then everyone screams, the police aren't doing their job. The police aren't doing their job. Because they got to put out all these other fires to get to do their job. In a lot of cases.
And then you end up.
Yeah. Yep. I'm going to put the link back up and see if anybody else wants to come up and talk, especially you, Louie. M said she would, but she's drying her hair right now. And yeah, the PI guy, I think everyone just put that in file 13. That's just that has nothing to do with anything. You know, he got his attention. He got his little bit of fame there. Yep, Jackie, it seems he has created some problems, but we're smart enough to look the other way. It's just a crazy, crazy case. I don't know. I think it's going to get solved fast.
I hope so.
Me too. I do. We're going to keep covering it, though, right, Susan?
Yeah.
We are. We don't let sleeping dogs around here.
Oh, all right. Sorry, I had to do it again.
That's okay. You just cut out a little bit. Are you there, Susan?
Oh, I'm here. I had to let Kitty in. She was scratching on the door.
I know. Mine's doing that, too. She's just going to have to wait. Well, she's not going to wait. Give me a second.
That's what I'm saying. How do you do that?
Just when I'm trying to play, tough love, she just won't stop. She just won't stop.
Kitty
Well,
won't
guys,
either.
I appreciate each and every one of you being in here. We had a lot of new names, so hit the sub button. Please, I'm going to put the poster up again. Share this.
And go to that Facebook page. They have lots of pictures of the drone work.
Oh, I'm going to once Zuckerberg gets off my ass. So there's the poster again. Yeah, if you want to screenshot that, but it's in other areas too. Or if you want to email me, I can send you a clearer copy. All right, there we go. All right, guys, I'm going to start shutting this down. Remember to hit the bell and get reminded, because we're going to continue to cover this case for Dylan Rounds. Definitely foul play, and there is a criminal investigation open. Susan, as always, thank you. I love chatting with you. Love when you're on panel.
Thank you so much.
I'll see you in about 5 seconds in Discord. You know the routine.
Yes, ma'am. Y'all have a good day.
You too. True Crime with Shannon said, I'm a newer creator, but love talking to other crime creators. Should have grabbed the link, girlfriend. We keep it real open and real laid back here. We do. No shame in our game. This is actually the best chat and best community you're going to find on YouTube. These people are amazing. So speaking of amazing, I'm going to go over into Discord and chat with all of our amazing friends. And in the meantime, you guys, don't forget, sub, like, hit the bell that way, because my schedule's been a little off, as you know. So if it's not 9 a.m., it might be a different time. That way you get reminded. Like I said, see you over in Discord. And if not, I will see you back here at 9 a.m. Central Time tomorrow morning. You guys are the best. Keep spreading the word for Dylan Rounds. Have a great afternoon.